Marvel's Wolverine is slated to come out next year, 2026, and we're supposed to get a trailer this month, but we still haven't heard any news on what specific day. I wanted to do a little video to talk about some suits I really love to see in this Wolverine video game. As with every single Insomniac Marvel game, there's a big variety of costumes that you can use for either character that you play as. So I'm just going to give you my top 10 of what I think could and have a big chance of showing up in the Wolverine game. So before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and comment below what you think of this, and recommend some suits you'd like to see Wolverine use in this game. So let's get into it. And before you start, no, my profile picture is not Wolverine, so I don't want to see any Wolverine comments. I've been going through that a lot, especially on Twitter. So let's get into the ones that we already know are going to be in the game, basically just confirmed. So through the leaks, I'm not going to show any of the leaks, so don't ask. It's been confirmed that we're going to get the classic yellow and blue suit that Wolverine normally wears, the classic brown and tan suit that he also has in the comics, and the patch outfit, which is the white suit with the patch and everything. The list I have of suits come from various types of media, whether it's comics, TV shows, or movies. Most obvious one, the Deadpool Wolverine yellow and blue suit. This was the first real Wolverine suit that Hugh Jackman wore for Deadpool Wolverine that came out last year. I personally am a very big fan of the suit. I think it's slightly over-designed in some areas where there's too many lines and too many weird details that aren't normally in the original Wolverine suit. Especially like the triangular parts of his suit now being turned into like squares, rectangles, etc. But still, if this suit were to be added, I'd hope for it to be a sort of sleeveless version of it. But I would want for it to be a version of that suit without the sleeves, but with the shoulder pads on. The Hot Toys figures have the shoulder pads on, so I don't know why the movie refuses to have them for some reason. Still think it's a very great suit. It's one of the best suits in Phase 5 of the MCU in my opinion. And following the Deadpool Wolverine train, I also wanted to add the brown and tan suit used for a slight appearance in Deadpool Wolverine. This was from the sequence where Deadpool was going through various universes looking for a Wolverine to fill in the void for the Wolverine in his universe that was dead and on the brink of being destroyed. And he came across this version of Hugh Jackman Wolverine wearing the brown and tan suit and getting ready to fight against the Incredible Hulk, which is something I really would have liked to see in the movie. Even if it was for like 2 minutes, I still would have loved to see that. But I personally prefer this suit over the yellow and blue suit in my opinion. The brown suit has always been my favorite Wolverine suit ever, so I'd be happy to see this one, even if it is like a little bit too similar to the normal the classic brown and tan suit, but this will still be like a cool detail to add to the game. Next is also an obvious one, the X-Force suit. This is arguably one of the most iconic Wolverine suits, which is basically just a Wolverine suit but now in gray and black with the red eyes instead of white, which is a very cool detail. It gives onto the more menacing look that the X-Force have in the comics. This is a very solid design, and I think it can fit that sort of stealthy look that in the stealth sections of this game, if there are any. There'll probably be stealth sections, but sort of how like the Spider-Man noir suits fit that vibe in the Insomniac games. And also really like this design. It's very cool. Next is the first appearance suit. This was the first suit that Wolverine wore in the comics in his first appearance, which it was in the Incredible Hulk issue 180. And this issue was actually referenced in the Wolverine trailer back when it came out in 2021. There's a big possibility that this suit appears. It's not one of my personal favorites, mostly because of the mask and for some reason having whiskers. But still, it's a very cool homage to his first appearance ever and becoming one of the most iconic Marvel characters, at least in my opinion. My top 3 is personally Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Incredible Hulk. They're like the 3 most iconic, I think. Next is the Astonishing X-Men look. This is the more modernized version of the classic Wolverine suit that he wore in the Astonishing X-Men run of comics. This suit, even though it's very similar to the normal one, has slight differences, like the shorter ears. They're slightly shorter, with a lot more blue details. So I think this could be a very cool choice for the video game. Next is not really a suit, but more of a look, which is the Weapon X suit. This is the outfit, sort of how Wolverine looked after he got implemented the adamantium in his skeleton. This is a very raw look, which I really like. I think it could be cool to see, sort of like the origin of how Wolverine got the adamantium in his skeleton, especially in the game. I don't think this game will be a full-on origin, but Wolverine normally sometimes has like memory problems in the comics, so I think it could be very cool to see things that he did in the past that he can't remember. When he touches them or something, he can get like a vision to the past and see what happened there and try to remember a lot more about his life. And if this suit or this look actually makes it, I want it to have like the headpiece that it has, like with the red stream. I think that could be very cool, especially if done right as well. Next is the Madripoor suit. I think this one has a big possibility of making it because at least a good portion of this game will take place in Madripoor, as you saw from the trailer. And this is not the occasional Wolverine suit. I think this suit could be very cool in the game because it's a very different costume than what Wolverine normally wears. It's a mostly black costume with a red belt. He wears eye makeup with gloves and big hair. So I think this could be very cool, a very savage look for Wolverine. So I think this one could have a very big chance of making it to the game. Next is the Wolverine X-Men training suit. This is a more simplified look. It's not really a Wolverine suit, but more of an X-Men suit. This is like a basic yellow and blue suit that Wolverine normally wears when training with the X-Men, along with the big red belt and no mask, which is interesting. I really like this design. The X-Men have like a big selection of costumes, and I think this one is probably one of my favorites, and I think it could look really cool. But I don't know if Insomniac still plans to do the X-Men game that they were planning, I think, based on the leaks and stuff. So I don't think this suit has a lot of possibilities of making it into this game, but if there is an X-Men game and Wolverine is in it, I think this could be, one of the suits, definitely. Next is the Wolverine suit from X2 X-Men United from the 2003 movie, I think. It's not like I'm the biggest fan of or the biggest hater of these suits, but I think it's a necessity to have these suits in the game, since these movies, the X-Men, Spider-Man, Blade were the really big ones that started out the whole comic book movie genre and eventually led into the MCU. So I think this suit should be in a game. I chose this suit specifically because I think it's a far better suit than the first X-Men suit from the first movie, the first leather suit. And an honorable mention would be Ultimate Wolverine from the recent Ultimate Marvel line of comics. In this storyline, Wolverine is the Winter Soldier instead of Bucky Barnes, and he rocks a black and red outfit along with a cowl and a mask with a much different color scheme, along with gray hair and stuff. So I think this is a very cool design, especially for the take. I need to read Ultimate Wolverine. I've read almost every single issue of Ultimate Spider-Man, so yeah, I gotta catch up on that. And the last but not least is the Days of Future Past suit that Hugh Jackman wore in X-Men Days of Future Past in 2014. This was the first big, sort of like Wolverine suit that he wore in the movies, and in my personal opinion, my favorite X-Men movie. This suit is a lot more militarized than previous suits, but that's like the whole vibe of the future X-Men in the movie, where they're more militarized, not really bright colors because of the Sentinels going around them, like in a post-apocalyptic world. So it makes sense that Wolverine would wear this suit. I like the shades of yellow and blue throughout the suit, especially on the arms and sometimes on the torso part of the suit, but I would love to see it with a cowl on. I think it could be very cool if you could toggle, in the game for pretty much every suit to have a mask or no mask. I think that could be very cool. Whether you take it out during gameplay or just toggle in the menu, I think that could be very cool. But I hope that the suit does come with a mask, like optional, or a big majority of these. I hope that a good part of these suits come with a mask. Those who don't. But yeah, these are just some of the Wolverine suits I want to see in the Marvel's Wolverine game. I'm very excited for this game, especially since it's slated to release next year, so I'm very excited for that. I wonder when Sonic will show a lot more of this game. It's set to be this month, but we still haven't gotten no announcements, so I'm still waiting to see. Whenever something is announced and there's an actual live stream, I will stream it, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and comment below what you think of these, and if one other suit I would like to see in the Wolverine game. There's a lot of other suits, so you choose. So I'm George. Peace out. Take care.